Welcome everybody to round number, I believe, 5 of the Vantage. Ooh, let me try that again. My mic cut out. I hope that's not a reoccurring issue today. But anyways, regardless, let's try that again. Let's hope my mic doesn't cut out this time. Welcome everybody to round number 4 here at Kyalami. Actually, no, this is not Kyalami. This is, I believe, Spa? No, I don't even know what track this is. Regardless, we're here for the Vantage Sprint Touring Challenge here. As soon as I find out what track we're at. I believe we're at Donington. I know last week we did have Mother's Day, so we did take the week off. I believe we are at Donington Park. I'll get an update here. Regardless, we're here for qualifying here. 15-minute qualifying session, followed by a 1-hour round here. We're on board with Juicy X Jr. here in the McLaren 720. Let's see what he can do. Okay, so I've gotten confirmation this is Zolder. I was looking on the schedule and I did not see any mention of Zolder on the schedule, so this must be a new addition, last minute addition to me. So we're at Zolder here. I'm assuming for round 5 or round 4. I believe it is round 4, as last track we did go to was Paul Ricard. So we're at Zolder here today, which means I believe next week we should be at either Spa, Monza, or Donington. We'll get probably more information on that as it comes. Regardless, let's see who's sitting in first. Currently sitting in P1, Sim Pacer. He's gonna, let's see, I think he's gonna let the 83 Porsche by. Yes, he is. So, let's do a little bit of a recap last week. Last week for Sim Pacer was a race to forget, and all things considered. He started off really well, but towards the end of the race, he just fell off, finishing, I believe, almost, I think, outside the top 5. So he's looking to rebound, perhaps snag a win today here at Zolder. Currently sits second as White Doctor steals pole position away. He won last week, qualified on pole last week as well. He'll do it again from the looks of it. So comparing his time, he ran a 129 flat. Let's look at Sim Pacer. Sim Pacer ran a 130 flat, so nearly a second, if not almost exactly a second, separates them in terms of pace here. So let's see, is there anybody going on a lap? Let's see, where is Chief Danker? We're going Chief Danker for a bit, see if he can get a good lap in. He has a 129 too, so he's only 2/10 off pole position as of now. So he's looking to improve, but he's up 4/10. We're down about half a second, losing a little bit of time. Looks like he's gonna not improve on his time here. Chief Dankers had pretty solid drive last week. If we're talking about Paul Ricard, last week he spun out maybe 2 or 3 times and still came home on the podium, if I'm not mistaken. Impeccable comeback drive for Chief Danker. He already has a win on the season. He won at Red Bull Ring after I believe I believe it was the original leader lagged out, so he was able to steal the win here at Red Bull Ring 2 weeks ago, or 2 rounds ago, I mean. as he looks like he's going to be on another lap here. So we'll stay on board with him, see if he can steal pole position away as he sits currently second on the leaderboard. Uh-oh. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened? Oh man. Let's try and get back in here real quick. Let me pause the stream. I don't want anyone sneaking in.
Green light. Go, go, go.
We're back. We're on board Mike Tyson here. In the Mustang. I love that car. The Mustang GT3. Probably one of my most favorite cars. I don't know, just something about it looks so clean, I guess. I like the way it looks. I don't know if that's the new one though. I do like the new one. That's the one I'm talking about specifically. I think this is the new one though. Mike Tyson currently has himself in 9th position, running a 133 flat. Coming to the line here. Gonna improve with a 132.5. So it goes up 5/10 on his best here to put himself in 8th. So after that mishap, we're gonna focus back on Chief Denker to see if he can try and steal pole. With only 6 minutes left in qualifying here, someone's got to put up an effort to steal pole position away from White Doctor. You see, he's gonna have to tow for Mike Tyson here, so that should help him a lot. Stay focused on Chief Denker here. Oops. Oh, he goes off. Chief Denker goes off here. So that will be an aborted lap attempt from him. Looks like he's warming up the tires, so I think he'll try and use his next run here. So he's not going to be quite in range to get the slipstream from Mike Tyson here, which would have really helped him in this. I believe that's the middle sector. Regardless, still on board here. A little squirmy on exit. Just take a look at the throttle inputs on the bottom right of your screen here. To do what he does and to win, or to at least be a contender every race, regardless of incidents, is impressive. It's been a long way, a long developmental stage for Chief Denker. I remember racing this guy when we were still on less racing games, if you know what I mean. So it's always great to see these types of guys come out successful. And he's up 2/10, and he's catching Mike Tyson, so maybe Mike Tyson will be able to give him a little bit of a tow down here. That's down the straightaway here. I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. He's gaining time. He's up 3/10 now. Entering the final few sets of corners here. Mike Tyson just goes straight off to avoid impeding here. Out of the final turn, what's it going to be for Chief Denker, who is best right now? gonna run a 1:29.4. So he improved on his last lap, but has not improved on his best lap. So he's gonna be on another lap here. So I believe that timing loop right there on the top left of your screen compares your last lap time rather than your best lap time. So right now he's up barely on his best lap here. Looking to improve anywhere. He's going to lose time. But he's still in that threshold of where he can still make up time because he's barely in the middle sector of the track. So he has a lot of areas to improve and try and get that time back. You see him just pull off the track, and he's going to go back to the pits. That'll be the end of Chieftain Crew. Let's focus on White Doctor here. His last lap was his best lap, so he improved on his pole time. When we were last focused on him, he ran a 1:29 flat. He goes up 0.3 to put up a 1:28.7. And he's still in the green in terms of pace. Now he's about in that gray area. So he's looking to improve. Look at him gain so much time, nearly a 10th. Wow. The 54 might be the man to beat today. Once again here. Every race he's shown up to, he has been definitely the guy to beat. You see him every time he loses time on the track, he immediately gains it back. That's just how good he is in this Honda. So he's approaching final straight here. Going to the final minute of qualifying here. So unless you're starting a lap now, it's just about your lineup right here. Right, Doctor. Safe to say he has pole position. Chieftain Crew aborted his attempt. Doesn't seem like he's on track as of now. Actually, no, he is. So White Doctor doesn't improve. We'll focus on Chieftain Crew, who's going to try and seemingly put in one final last-ditch effort to try and steal pole position away from White Doctor here as we approach under the final minute here. So once he starts his lap, it's one and done. He's going to have one chance. He's not going to get an attempt to do two. He's only going to have one hot lap here coming out of the final turn. So he'll start his first and only lap here, heading into turn one. He's got to find, what, almost 8/10, I think? Nearly a second to find if he wants to have a chance at pole. Heading into turn 5. Ooh. He's up 0.3 already. And he has the draft of that BMW up in front. But the question is that BMW going to get out of the way, or is he going to impede on Chieftain Crew's lap time? There is a rule about impeding. You see him flashing the lights. Tell him to get out of the way. I'm on a lap, you need to move. The message Chieftain Crew is sending, but that BMW is having no. Oh my goodness. That is going to be a little bit irritating for Chieftain Crew. He was up 0.3. That BMW did not move out of the way. After flashing lights, he still didn't move out of the way. A little bit of poor racecraft from that BMW, whoever they are. Still learning numbers, paint schemes here, so we'll find that out later. But Chieftain Crew not happy with that. Qualifying's over. White Doctor, your pole sitter for the race. Chieftain Crew had a chance. He was up 0.3. You see the gap to pole was 0.6, so he had it in the bag basically. He was close, but obviously that BMW had other plans. Coming up next, we have a 1 hour race here. So we'll get to see. Ooh. I'm multitasking, guys. I'm multitasking. I'm watching IndyCar practice and I'm commentating. And I just saw, I think that Scotty Mack just had a huge hit. My goodness. Regardless, 3 minutes until race start. So we'll be back here in about 3 minutes.
Seconds.
All right, we are back here. 30 seconds till the race starts. I would like to mention Scott McLaughlin in Indy practice nearly flipped over. I was talking about that 3 minutes ago. I just saw the replay. He did exactly what Kiffin Simpson did. He nearly flipped the car over. That's scary, especially at full speed. That is, Let's hope we don't have any flips here today, though. These cars have a little bit more downforce, so I don't think we'll see a flip today. Speaking of flips, completely unrelated, we begin pacing here at Zolder. 1 hour of racing here, so we get done at 6:04 in-game time. As we come to the green flag here, awaiting the green, waiting.
Green light, go, go, go.
Green flag here at Zolder. Heading to turn one, White Doctor gets a good jump, clears. Second place at Chief Dankaroo. It's all good for now. I don't think anyone made any contact. Yeah, everybody's good for now. But Chief Dankaroo on an early charge here. I can imagine Chief has a bit of a chip on his shoulder to try and take first spot away after getting his lap impeded. So he has a little bit of a, I guess, a incentive today. But as things stand, it's going to be White Doctor leading him around the track here. I believe we had a Zolder race in the truck series, the PPE truck series on the iRacing side of things. That was a interesting race. So we get road cars, touring cars, endurance cars, whatever you want to call them, on track now today. As they round the final set of corners here, it looks like it's going to be White Doctor taking lap number 1 here. As all things seem to be A-okay. White Doctor leads them. First lap. You see the top 3, White Doctor, Chief Danker, and Sim Pacer. Those are the names you would expect to see in the top 3 here, each and every race. I know we are missing Oliver, who was a threat for a majority of the race, I think at Red Bull Ring and last week at Paul Ricard. Or a couple weeks ago, my apologies. But Chief Danker closing a little bit of a gap here. You see him not as far off as he was a lap ago. So Chief Danker definitely having a better second lap than White Doctor. White Doctor maybe needs to put on the boosters a little bit to try and put up a gap again, as you see that gap does increase once more. Ooh, a little bit of a wide exit for White Doctor. That's going to allow Chief to stay within range here. Maybe get a little bit of the toe to try and continue to closing the gap as they round the final set of corners to complete lap number 2 here. Still, White Doctor leads them around for lap number 2. We got 1 around. Oh, we got 29 off. That's twice the kills. That's 29. So something went wrong with him. But we stay green. As now this field spreads out a little bit more. And we have BR in the Porsche here. Finally out on track. He missed the first 2 laps. He was in the pits. So he is down already a lap. I think he might be down 2 if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a little bit of a challenge to overcome. His race might be already over, and we're not even 5 minutes into the event. You see the top 3 though have completely pulled away in a league of their own. It looks like Sim Pacer is going to try and put up a bit of a challenge here on Chief. Maybe he's going to try and go for an overtake sooner or later, though. But he's close. He's closing in. Trying to get a good angle, but this BMW is a pretty fat car. I'm not going to lie. This thing is pretty wide, pretty long, pretty tall. Especially considered to all the other cars. Like you can see up ahead, compared to the Ferrari, this thing is a chunky looking car. It's almost like a brick. An aerodynamic brick here, but he continues to close the gap on the Ferrari, being Chief Danker just up ahead here. These two get into a battle. That's going to allow White Doctor to pull away even more. The gap's already about a second to Chief and Doctor. The Sim Pacer, that's 1.3. Going on board here. Let's do a little bit of a crank it up. lap here. The gap increased just a little bit. Looking at the leaderboard, saw the time splits. Pretty evenly paced here. So that's why we don't see a lot of them gaining or losing time to each other. Let's go through the pack though. You see Prince. Where is he? Prince. Right here. Oh, that's not Prince. Yeah, that's Prince. Never mind. That was, I think, Juicy. Was it Juicy? It was Juicy. You see Juicy battling twice. I'm just going to call him twice. He had actually had an incident prior that Mustang did. And he's gotten back up past Juicy. But this is as close as a battle we're getting. These are the two closest cars on track. Everybody else at least has a second to each other. So you see there's the BMW that impeded Chief Danker. There's the Mustang. And there's the McLaren of Juicy. And not too far behind, Mike Tyson. He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit. You see one of the BMWs went off there. Doesn't lose a lot of time, but I think that is going to allow... Ooh. Mike Tyson also did go off, but you see, now we have a battle on our hands. 3 cars that are going to battle in the midfield here. Or at least, no, not in the midfield, the back. Towards the back, they're going to be battling. He's going to have to draft down this mini straight here. Going to outbrake him. He's going to dive it in. No, he's not. Thinks better of it. Would have been a very daring attempt at a dive bomb in such a tight corner. But now he's going to look to the inside. Side by side. Can he get there? He's going to get there. Is he going to send it in? Yes, he is. He's going to clear him. On the inside. No, he won't. He's going to have to try again. He's still alongside. He's going to try the long way around. No, will not be able to get around. Battle on between a BMW and a Mustang here. Is he going to dive it in again? He's looking. He's trying to outbrake him. Is he going to miss the zone? No, he's not. But the BMW goes around the outside again. Still side by side here. There's contact. There's contact. Around goes the Mustang. And the BMW as well. No, he doesn't. He gets going. That's going to be the second time. Twice goes around. Twice goes around. Twice at Zolder. A great battle for just a moment ends in controversy as the BMW might have just taken out the Mustang. At least from my point of view, it kind of looked like a racing incident in my opinion, but now Twice having problems trying to get the car going again as he's lost them. He is now in no man's land. Tough break for him, and I think what is his debut today? Had a great battle with the BMW. Now he is in no man's land battling no cars. The nearest car is 13 seconds ahead of him. So he's got a lot of ground to make up here. Speaking of battles, I believe we'll get to see a battle here because I do know Mike Tyson and is this Abe? Yeah, this is Abe. Are pretty similar paced. So I believe that'll allow him. But then look who's not too far behind them. That's Prince. Prince can be a sneaky threat in the ACC. I know that for a fact. He has won a handful of races in the ACC, so he is definitely a sneaky threat when needed be. So if that's not the. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's Juicy behind those two. My goodness, they both have pink. They both have pink cars, so that's confusing me a little bit. But Juicy is the one behind Abe and Mike, so I think that could be a potential for a 3-car battle if we can keep it on track. A lot of dirt. That's Mike Tyson off. Mike Tyson conceding to position. He's going to rejoin dangerously. As Mike Tyson now shuffles back behind Abe and Mike. I mean, Abe and Juicy. Mike's not done just yet. Still on him. on. Is he going to try and challenge to the inside? No, he's not. But he's definitely there. Juicy slowly putting up a gap to Mike, but Mike is trying everything he can to at least stay within. And that's actually allowing for Twice to catch back up. Remember, the gap when we were focused on him was 13.3 seconds. Now he's down to already about 10, 11-ish seconds. So he's already gained 2 seconds back on these two. Up ahead. So maybe his race isn't over just yet as Mike Tyson continues to lose time on Juicy. You got 2 battles on track. You got Mike and Juicy battling for 7th position here. Meanwhile, battle for 2nd. Chief Dankaroo and Simpacer. As we focus back on here, it looks like Mike goes wide. It looked like they were going to have a battle for 2nd, but it looks like that battle has actually just died out now. This one, less than a second, less than half a second, almost, separates the two here. As that has allowed White Doctor to pull away to a nearly 5-second gap, just about 4.5 seconds. Closest battle on track is for 2nd here. Everybody else has mellowed down. No one really being aggressive anymore. Mentioning, we were talking about Twice earlier. Where is he? Twice, there he is. Look at the gap. The gap went from 13.3 to 8 seconds. Not bad. Oh, now it's back. Oh, what's going on? Core bug? No, there we go. Okay, yeah, it's just the layout of the track makes it look like the gap increases, but it actually looks like that gap is just around, yeah, maybe around few seconds. Yeah, it looks like 3 seconds separates Twice to Juicy. So he's definitely closing in. As I say that, he spins out. Oh my goodness. His 3rd time around today. His day just keeps going from bad to worse. And that's going to allow BR Sanseo. We mentioned him earlier. He started in the pit lane, went down, I don't think he went down a lap. I don't know. But it shows the gap to him and Twice as 2 seconds rather than a whole lap. So perhaps this is a battle for position here, and Sanseo has been relatively faster compared to the guys in the back. So it looks like we're on pace for another battle, at least a momentary battle. But I do think Twice might have damage. That might be the reason why he spun out. He might have some aero damage, which prevents him from keeping the downforce that his car has at the beginning of the race here. You see, definitely that Porsche is closing in. see that Mustang went a little wide in the corner. That's going to allow the Porsche to further close in. He's right on his bumper just about. An extraordinary corner for the Porsche. He's going to get side by side with the Mustang here. He's going to think better of it. He's going to let him go by. And now he's going to make contact. Forces him off. My goodness. Twice is just getting thrown around today. My goodness. Saw him spin out at the start of the, I think on lap 2. Saw him get dumped. Saw him self-spin. Now he got sent wide. He got the old bump and run. Minus the run. It was just a bump from the Porsche. But that Porsche is going to close in. The gap was 1.5 after the incident. Now it's back to around half a second. Oh, and BR goes around. The exact same spot that the Mustang did. That's gonna at least allow Twice to have a little bit of breathing room here now, knowing that that battle is gonna be prolonged for at least a little bit more. The gap went from half a second to 4.5 seconds now. Focusing on our other battle on the track here. Still, Chief Denker and Sim Pacer. Battle for second has been on for almost the entire race now. These two are pretty equally matched in terms of pace, speed, lap times, everything, you name it. So the only chance Sim Pacer can have to at least get closer is if Chief makes a mistake. But it just seems every time Chief makes a mistake, Sim Pacer makes a mistake. So they keep same distance. It's been about half a second between these two for the entire race. I think the closest we saw it get was around 4/10. See, the gap has increased to about a second. So this is the biggest we've seen the gap all day. Chief Denker actually ran a faster lap than your leader just now. The Chief Denker might be turning on the boosters here to make a... It's far too early to say late race, so I'll call this an early race charge. Mid-race charge, maybe? Because we're still 10 minutes away from the halfway point. We'll call this a mid-race push. It looks like our only battle on track has died down. Yeah, that gap's actually closing. Although very slowly, it's closing. It was around 4.5 seconds. Now it's just around 4 seconds. As Chief Denker is lapping consistently faster than White Doctor. Nearly half a second faster than him each lap. So Chief Denker definitely making at least a mid-race push here. And then with Sim Pacer in his draft, in his slipstream, in his toe, whatever you call it, that's allowing them to both close in. White Doctor. Speaking of battles, we have a battle on track right here. We saw it earlier. The Porsche pushed off the Mustang and then self-spun. The battle is back on here. That Porsche has closed the gap. 4.5 seconds we saw earlier. Now it is down to less than a second. Half a second now. How is the Porsche going to approach it now? That Mustang doesn't want to push him off again. He wants to try and maybe have a cleaner approach this time. So we'll wait and see here. As something's off! Someone's off! White Doctor spun out, so now Chief Denker is your leader. What happened? Oh my goodness, Chief Denker is your leader, so now it's the battle for the lead here. The battle for the lead is Chief Denker and Sim Pacer.
The pit is now open.
Pit window is open here. 2 battles on track, one for the lead, one for 9th place, but this is an interesting battle here. We saw last time they tried an overtaking spot here, ended in contact. We actually have 3 battles on track now. We got one for the lead, one for 9th, and who is the other one? That one I think is for 6th place. Between Mike and Abe, 2 BMWs, no, 1 BMW, 1 Mustang. My goodness, we went from no action to all the action in a matter of seconds here. I don't know which battle to focus on. The gap is only about half a second here. Same for this one here, just about half a second, maybe closer. I think we'll stick on this one. I think this is the battle we'll see most likely for a pass, so we'll stick with this one for now. That Mustang still stays ahead. That gap for first has increased to just about a second. So that battle dies off momentarily. This one's still on. And then the one for 6th, I believe it was. Yeah, 6th place. So 2 battles on track. Oh, the Mustang's off! The Mustang went wide. Now the Porsche goes through, and I think that's the end of the battle. Oh my goodness. There's been a lot of mishaps today. A lot of cars going wide, a lot of cars spinning. This is probably the 4th or 5th mistake that Mustang, the 29, has made just today. He had one on lap 2 where he spun out. He had another one where he got spun, and then another self-spin. 4th one being pushed off, and now he went wide. This Mustang cannot catch a break here. This battle is over. And so is the one for 6 as Abe comes into pit. He'll be the first taker here around the pit stops. Chief Denker, your leader, puts up a second lead, or second gap to 2nd place here. Another yellow flag. That was a 29. He's off the track. He's out, I believe. I don't see him on track anymore. 29, out of the race. So we have a second taker. That's going to be White Doctor. He's going to try and go for an undercut from what it seems. After spinning out, he's got to throw a Hail Mary strategy call here. Meanwhile, the battle's still... I wouldn't say it's over. It's definitely close. But for right now, Everybody is pretty spaced out. These are your two closest cars on track. As White Doctor is out of the pits now, trying to make that undercut work. As you see, Simpatient is going to come in now, so Chief might be going for an overcut. Chief Thinker stays out at least for one more lap. As Juicy Jr. is also in 82 of Chase. Also makes a stop. So we got 2 cars in the pits right now. Or 3 cars in the pits. I apologize. Chief Thinker, your leader, stays out. Perhaps going for an overcut here. We already know that White Doctor is going for an undercut here. See if he'll come in this time. I believe pit entrance is right up ahead, so is he gonna come in? Yes, he is. Chief Thinker coming in for his stop now. Second place, Prince needs to also make a stop here. So let's see. Your provisional second place right now is White Doctor. As what happened to Simpacer? Simpacer's 5th. Do you have a bad stop? Interesting. We'll have to see what happened once the field kind of shuffles back out. We'll stay focused on Chief Dankaroo. And actually, no, let's go to White Doctor. Let's see if we can close that gap. Definitely got a chance. As Prince is also into the pits now. Chief's coming out of the pits as we speak. The overcut will work by a mile. So something went wrong with Simpacer. He's not with Chief. The Chief with the overcut is definitely going to work here. He has a 7-second or 8.5-second lead to second place now. As it also seems that White Doctor jumped the gun on Simpacer. Simpacer falls back to P3.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
White Doctor is closing the gap. Oh, yeah, he actually is closing the gap. I think that might be because he had GCX Jr.'s slipstream. I don't know if that plays a huge factor, especially considering where he passed him at. But the gap is definitely shrinking just a tad bit. It was 8.5 seconds. Now it's about 8 seconds now. So half a second he closed in. As I say that, the gap actually kind of increases a little bit. a battle for the lead for position. No, it's not. UCX Jr. as a lap car is putting up a fight against the car who was on the lead lap. White Doctor. Going through the field, everybody is spaced out. As Mike goes into the pits, I believe. Yes, he does. Mike into the complete his stop now. Everybody is shuffled back into position now. Focusing back on Chief Denker. The gap to him and White Doctor is still around the same. So they're running about the same pace now. So it's going to be a little hard for White Doctor to close in. But there's still nearly half the session left. Just barely past the halfway point around 3 minutes ago. And around goes Abe. Might have gotten the gas a little too early, as GCX Jr. has the drive-through penalty. Might have been for cutting the track here, but he has to serve a drive-through penalty, and I believe what it said the next 3 laps. So his race is going to be pretty much over. Although 9th place car has been in the pits for an awful long time, or he was in the pits. So I don't know if that's going to change in terms of position. So Juicy might be safe in 8th place. To wait and see when he serves that penalty, though. So GC has 2 laps to serve that penalty. We'll have to wait and see when he does. No battles on track. The only battles, not even a battle, as White Doctor got safely around Abe. That was a lap car. So everybody pretty much in no man's land. As you look on the left of the screen, there's the track map. Nobody really in range of each other to make a move. Everybody just kind of running their own race now. This most recent time around, Chief Denker was actually around 3/10 slower than White Doctor. Chief ran a 1:34. White Doctor ran a 1:30.1. So 3/10 faster. The gap is slightly closing. But we see a battle on our hands. that gap's definitely closing more and more each lap. And so the gap increases though, back to around 7.5 seconds. So maybe it was just a bad lap from Chief Dinker.
Pit window is now closed.
The pit window has closed here at Zolder, meaning we are approaching the final stages of the race here. As I think that is just what it was. I think it was just a bad lap from Chief Dinker. Looking at the timer, the interval, he is in the greens by a couple tenths. We'll have to see here. Out of the final corner. Let's just see as he loses all the time there. There's a yellow flag. Someone's stopped on track. That's Abe. But he's in the pits. So perhaps a faulty yellow flag. Regardless, the yellow flag is still out. But Chief Dinker still has the lead. The gap has increased or decreased to 7 seconds. But I think it's just that first sector Chief Dinker struggles on a bit. So it allows White Doctor to close in maybe that half a second he loses every lap. And then Chief Dinker gradually increases that gap back out to 7.5 seconds. So something drastic is definitely going to be needed if White Doctor wants to get back into this thing. That might have been a mistake that he needed. I don't know how big it was, but it closed him to within 7 seconds. So looking at the times here, Chief Dinker ran a 130 flat last time around. White Doctor ran a 129.9. So that gap is, yeah, they're pretty much running identical speeds. That's why we don't see that gap really increasing or decreasing unless one of them makes a mistake. They're pretty much running identical times. I think if White Doctor just keeps running his race, I think he's just honestly just trying to let Chief Dinker make the mistakes for him. That's his only way of catching as of now, because they're running almost identical. See, Chief runs at the 129.8. Let's see what White Doctor runs as he comes across the line. There's going to be a 129.7. So like I said, they're running almost identical right now. So White Doctor's only way of closing in further is if Chief continues to make mistakes. But he's gone nearly 3 laps without a mistake now. As you look on the track map, you see everybody is really spaced out. So there is absolutely no on-track action right now after the pit stops. Your 2 closest cars on track aren't even going to be battling for position. It is a lap car of Juicy Jr. and then Prince Saru behind them. So there's 17.5 minutes left for White Doctor to close in the gap. We'll have to wait and see if he can do that. Gap is around 6.5 seconds. I think if Chief Denku keeps it clean, he's got it in the bag. I don't think White Doctor has anything for him, so I think I'm going to call it now. I think Chief Denku's got this in the bag. He's just got to keep it clean for the last 16 minutes of this race here. Absolutely no lap cars in sight here. Closest lap car is 11 seconds ahead. So he's just got to ease it on home, and he's got it. Well, let's, I guess we can focus on this battle. I don't know if it's really a battle because the lap car already got past the lap car. These are closest cars on track. Both pink cars, pink and blue, I might add, on track. But as you see, not much of a battle there as Prince leaving Juicy in the dust here. Whoa, hang on to it. There's Mike Tyson right there. He is the closest car to Chief Denku that would pose a threat in terms of the gap between Chief and White Doctor, as he would be a lap car. See, that gap's actually increased to 7 seconds again, so something must have happened. As Chief runs a 130 flat, let's see what White Doctor runs a 138. My goodness. Something must have happened that last time around. As Chief Denku puts the gap back out to 7 seconds, as what it was maybe 10 or so laps ago. This one's slow on track. What happened here? Let's see. Oh, by the time we get over here, because this game camera mechanics are super whack. I've been over, but it was 83 BR. He was in the final corner going super slow, so he might have spun out actually. But he gets it back going. Oh, Juicy's around, on track. Oh my goodness, watch out. Juicy's trying to get it back around here. He's gonna rejoin on track as Chief Denku's around. Chief Denku is around. Oh my goodness. What is going on? This race had turned low-key into a snooze fest, and now we got drama all around the track as White Doctor retakes the lead as Chief Denku spins around. But we were focused on Juicy, who had spun around and nearly taken out the number 12 of Mike Tyson. So now Chief has a 9-second gap and increasing gap too. What happened? Oh my goodness. Well, with only 12 minutes left in this race, White Doctor retakes the lead and has an astounding gap. 10.5 seconds. And now Simpacer is in range to Chief Denku. Chief is continuing to have a bad corner as he goes into the gravel. Chief's day has gone horribly wrong. Probably one of the easiest wins he's had this season is out the window. Now he's being challenged by third place Simpacer for second place. He's at risk of losing not 1 but 2 spots now. As Chief is... what the heck happened to Chief? Did he lag? I think Chief might have lagged. Yeah, Chief's running 2 seconds slower now compared to both White Doctor and Simpacer. So something going horribly wrong with Chief Denku's race towards the closing stages. Now White Doctor is the one who can just coast it on home without any mistakes. He's gonna be your winner, no doubt about it, because now Chief Denku and Simpacer are almost in a battle. So White Doctor has this in the bag. And even with the spin, White Doctor still has a 13-second gap almost. So he can afford a little tiny slip up, maybe going wide into the dirt, a spin, a small spin, a quick little 360. And he would still be able to have this in the bag. Oh, that's definitely got a sting for Chief Denku though. In qualifying, we mentioned it earlier, in qualifying, he had a chance to steal pole away from White Doctor, but got impeded at the very last second. And now he had the win in the bag. He won, and he threw it away in the final stages of this race. 2 birds with 1 stone, my goodness. Not a great look here, Chief Denku. Gotta be frustrated with that, knowing you had probably one of the cars to beat today other than White Doctor. Had the race in the bag. And now you're sitting in second, wondering what went wrong. No. Chief Denker is slowly putting a gap on Sim Pacer. So no more battles on track for now. We approach 6 minutes left in the event here. Battle's back on for second place. Sim Pacer only half a second away from Chief Denkaru. So once again, Chief Denkaru at risk of losing second spot. Definitely going to be a close one for this final few minutes of the race here. 5 minutes just about. As the gap quickly increases back to more than a second. As Chief continues to lag out. There's going to be one incident here. I know it. One of these times, Chief's going to lag out and not be able to lag back in. But you see that battle quickly died down, so I think what might have happened is Chief Denker had another mistake to let Sim Pacer close in again. But Chief quickly gathers it back up and puts up a gap again. White Doctor is approaching a lap car. Wonder how that's going to play out. Because Mike Tyson's going to let him go by. So I believe next time by they'll show White Doctor the white flag. The timer, it's 2 minutes left, and the lap time here is about 1:30. So maybe not. We'll see. I think they will show him the white flag though, as I believe on next time around he will be hitting, the timer will be hitting 0. So I believe this is his 2 to go, if I'm not mistaken. Next time by around, he'll see the white flag.
Leaders on final lap now.
That was correct. White Doctor takes the white flag here. The next time by, we'll be showing the checkered flag to him. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for him, all things taken into consideration. He started on pole position, led for a majority of the race, had what looked to be a race, not ending, but a race winning, ending, whatever you want to call it, accident. He spun out in the 3rd sector, which gave Chief Danker the lead for a little bit. But with around just over 10 minutes to go, Chief Danker made a fatal mistake, which put himself back into 2nd, which boosted White Doctor back on to the top spot of the podium. So I can only imagine the emotions going through White Doctor, knowing he may have sold his chance at a win, and now he's back in the lead as he rounds the final set of corners here. Maybe I think 2 more to go here, so he's home free as Chief Danker spins out, as he is spun around. But all eyes are going to be on White Doctor again, going back to victory lane. 2 in a row for White Doctor. He wins that Zolder.
Finished the race.
As we saw Chief Danker stopped on track, so that means Sim Pacer is going to bring it home in 2nd place here at Zolder, meaning Chief Danker's had a race to forget in his books, as he's getting he's barely entering sector 3 right now. So it's going to be a race to forget for Chief Danker, but it's still a good finish for him. He still finishes on the podium. As he rounds the final corner, Chief Danker is going to bring it home 3rd, although he wishes he were in victory lane. Gotta round out your podium spots here. I believe that's I think that's win number 4 on the season 4. Where is he? I can't find him. I think he might have already taken off. There he is. Actually, no, there he is. White Doctor. I believe that's win number 4. He won at Laguna Seca, I believe. won at Red Bull Ring, Paul Ricard. And now he wins at Zolder. Actually, that might have been, let's give that a check. I think that is 4, unless I'm thinking of a different winner for round number 1. Round number 1, I believe that actually might have been someone else. We're checking right now. Because that was actually someone else who won, so that's number 3 on the season for him at least. Actually, according to my calculations, that might be win number 1 for him of the season. I was thinking of Stale. That's the guy who I was thinking was him, and Oliver didn't attend today. So that might be win number 1 of the season for White Doctor. Congratulations to the 54 for claiming what could be his first win today. So that marks 3 different winners on the season. You have obviously Stale winning 2, Chief Dinker winning at Red Bull Ring, and now we have White Doctor winning at Zolder. Everybody's done. There we go. Session has ended. So there's your final running order. White Doctor claims his win. Sim Pacer finishes 2nd place. Chief Dinker running out your podium position. And then in 4th place you have Prince. 5th place you have Chase Tobin. 6th place Mike Tyson. 7th place BR. 8th place Juicy. 9th place Abe. 10th place twice. 11th place Stale. There he is. I don't think he ever logged an official lap. So he was here today, but I don't think he ever logged the lap in today's race. So that is your final finishing order. I want to thank everybody for coming out to watch today's event here. Next week, round number 5 for the VSTC. And coming up in just a few hours, my broadcasting partner for the iRacing side of things, Nika 7200, will be broadcasting V1 double header here. So we'll be back here in a couple hours. I'm Ace Up, everybody. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in a couple hours.